let's talk about culture. 跨文化沟通. And we have two questions. 为什么? Why do we need it? 为什么想要学跨文化沟通? And 为什么很难? It's so difficult. It's so hard to study. 为什么? Well, first of all, let's start with this picture. 看这个图片. Take a look. Take a look right here. And what do you see? What do you see? A tree. We see a tree. Okay, definitely a tree. Is this a weird tree? This tree, what's wrong with this tree? It's full of lines. It's full of lines. Okay, so we have all these lines. All these lines. And what are these lines? Any idea? What are those lines? Yeah. Ooh, yeah, some kind of 电线. Yeah, okay. Maybe power line or maybe telephone line. 很像 telephone, 电话, right? Telephone line. I like this picture. This picture 代表跨文化沟通. Okay, why? Well, first of all, these people in this place, 这个地方, they do not have the telephone poles that we have. Actually, this is a very old picture, so 那个时候, 那个地方. In that time, in that place, they do not have the telephone pole. They use this old dead tree and hang the wires across. Okay, so when we communicate, 我们讲话, our language, 人类的语言都是 geography, 地理, 那个地方有影响. This place will influence how you send your message. Now, in the end, 最后 they send a message, but it's a different way of sending a message. 就是跨文化沟通. Now, this will also cause mistakes. We will talk. Today, I will talk and show you in history 很多沟通错误. And this is why we have to study and make sure we do not make mistakes again. Okay, so look at this picture. Wait, Shamil, why do we need to study again? What do you see? What do you see? We see police officers. Police officers. Police officer. Okay, how about 这个家伙是谁? He's a prince, and 这个家伙? Yeah, princess. She's actually Snow White. Do you remember Snow White? Okay, eats the apple. You'll do poison apple, and then dies, goes to sleep. Okay, so where is the mistake? 错误在哪里? Can you tell me the 错误?
The prince almost killed the princess.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. We should keep some microphones around. Good job. We can keep microphones everywhere. That's good. The police think wrong. They think he killed the princess with the apple. So they say, freeze! Drop the fruit! Drop it now! Because they think this is a weapon. Very 危险, 很危险. You know the news, 看新闻就知道，如果他是黑人的话, he'd be dead. He's dead already. Okay, he's alive because he's white. Alright, so now, this is very important. 很重要, 很严重, very serious. Very serious 错误. Let's take a look again. 我是美国人. You know, in our world, 现在的世界, the world is a little bit strange and different. In Taiwan, you are all safe. You don't think much about the outside world. We think about this one here. So we have our Muslim woman. She wears a burqa. This is burqa to cover her body. The whole body is covered, and only the eyes are open. Here is our Atoa hot bikini girl, Lame bikini girl, Atoa girl. And they look at each other, and they have misunderstanding. Adoa girl 说, or she thinks, everything but her eyes. Only the eyes are open, everything covered. What a cruel, 很残忍。男生很残忍。Cruel, male-dominated culture. They make her cover. 因为 she is object. She is an object. She is just some kind of thing for a man. She marries a man and becomes 他的东西. After she's married, 结婚以后变成他的东西, man's thing. So she says, oh, so bad. Muslim girl. She looks at this Adoa girl, and what does she say? Nothing. Oh, she's all nothing covered but her eyes. Only the eyes are covered. Cruel male-dominated culture. She is controlled by men. She is the man's thing. Interesting. Because we always say, Adoas, when we talk about the terrorists and all those Muslims, we always say, oh, they're so bad. Anyway, oppress women. Uh-oh. But look what happened here. How does she think that? Let's take a look again. Yeah.
Even the French forbid the Muslim women's suit.
Yes, this is it. You have it exactly. Thank you. 谢谢, 谢谢, 谢谢. Very good. She has it exactly. And this happened, I have the date here, August 24th this year. Some of you saw the news, some of you may not know. Here's our Muslim woman at the beach. And men with guns, the policemen come and they tell her, 脱衣服. It's the law. Take off your clothes. Take it off. Yes, the French law says burkini. This is called burkini. 因为 Muslim women, they want to go out and play, just like anyone else. They play sports. They go to 奥运 and they play sports. But they cover themselves with spandex, and it's called burkini. In France, they said, burkini not allowed. You have to 脱衣服 like this. So they came and they made her take off the clothes in front of everybody. I can't even imagine. Just awful. If someone tells you to take off your clothes in front of everyone, someone comes here and tells me to take off my clothes. I can't do that. That's horrible. Okay, so now we see that this woman is being controlled by men in the Adoa country. Okay, so our stereotype. We know Arab women from Saudi Arabia, and they keep themselves covered, right? We think, oh, how Korean. But actually, like I told you, here they are, Aoyun, and she's running. She has her outfit, Sarah Attar from Saudi Arabia. Long time ago, when I started teaching English, 25 years, 26 years now, a long time ago, I was your age already working, teaching English. And I met an Arab girl, she's in Washington, D.C., and I work with her, check her pronunciation, and practice grammar. We talk a lot. We just talk anything, okay. And of course, in America, she looks like you. She just dresses in jeans and everything. She wears a lot of eye makeup. She's always looking at my eyes. She was actually, I'd say, before I met my wife, she was the most beautiful woman in the world. And she's looking in my eyes. She's looking in my eyes all the time. And I'm like, oh. And she says, you remind me of my brother, Abdul. Okay, shut down. No man wants to hear that. But anyways, the eyes are the most important. So I asked her, it's like, well, what do you do? You spend money on makeup? And she says, yes, they spend lots of money on makeup. Why? They keep their faces covered. She says, you're so silly. Because this is only in public. When they go home, they take off the burqa, they look like you. When they are with women, all women and no men, girl party. It's like girl party when you're together with your friends. They can take off the burqa, and of course, they will always compare who has the most bling bling, who's the most bling bling, and they need to do their eye makeup. 很重要, very important for a lady, she says, most important. So in fact, Arabian Bible stores, the department stores, they will do this makeup, and the Arab women spend a lot of money, just like you guys, just like American women, the same. Okay, so that was a little bit of a stereotype back then for me, and I learned something. So I learned that, in fact, the eyes are more important than the body. In 他们的想法, eyes are more important. In 阿多啊想法, if you got it, flaunt it. Flaunt means to show. So this is actually a book. This is a magazine. I think it's on sale also in Taiwan, Cosmo. This is very old, 1970, before I was born, and they already show this stuff. With her shampoo and stuff like that. The articles, this is for women. This is not men's magazine. This is for women. Women reading about women. It has advice, how to be good in bed, nice advice for your boyfriend, husband, and girl talk, sex talk. From 1970, it's still on sale now. It's one of the most famous magazines giving advice on makeup and love and sex. It's published all the time. Adoas, we are free to talk about this. We are free to show our bodies. So, who is the man's property? This woman maybe gets married and she has to cover her body because she is the husband's dongxi. Or this woman, this is a little bit older. Oh, that's so old. I know, I was just Google image, grab some pictures. This is more modern. The men still collect women. We still do it. If we're rich, we want to buy a car. If we're rich and we have more money, we can get a woman too. Woman goes with the car. Every time you go to those car shows, they have models. Why do you think they have the model there? Because the woman is still an object. Woman the wenhua. Woman is an object. Here. This is an old picture, but still they said woman is an object. This is a new picture. And this one was Taipazang. Normally, if you flip through magazines and see advertisements, this is advertisement for, bags and stuff and shoes. Normally, we don't think about this, but when I was thinking of culture, women, men, women culture, when I saw this one was also really bad. They just show the parts that they need, the pretty parts, the meat part, fresh meat, to show the bags. And a woman is an object. They don't need her face, they only need the body. So here we are in America. In America, we like to be free, 自由, freedom. But 真的, 我们不是 free. We are not free. We are a slave because 压力很大. We have to make ourselves beautiful. Spend money, spend money, spend money. Make ourselves beautiful. Let's go back to our Muslim woman and our Adoa woman. So she, in her mind, she is free. She has freedom. because she is not an object now. Men are not looking at her. They're not looking at her fresh meat or her body or anything. And they look at her eyes, which is her identity, who she is. This woman, all she is meat, fresh meat. She has no personality, no identity, because her eyes are covered. Oops. That's a 不一样的想法. Our Western, our Muslim, will start to believe the other is controlled. That is a stereotype. Our stereotype. You look at Ados, you're looking at me, I'm the American in this room, and you think, oh, Americans, 都一样, 都吃 pizza, 都吃汉堡. Here's our pizza or kula, I don't know what it is, it's something like this, fast food. They go fast food. In fact, you might even say, 我不喜欢美国 food, 因为都是 pizza, 都是汉堡. Stereotype, stereotype. American stereotype. Yes, Americans are fat. That one might be true. Americans are lazy, we don't study. Here's our book, math, science, French, history, watch TV, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, we're loving it, and we have our fast food. Don't worry, I was Googling stereotypes, and I got some for you. Chinese stereotypes. I say I'm Chinese. Okay, well that's the first one. You Taiwanese or Chinese. Take a look at number one. Number one, everybody. All Chinese people are short. Chinese people are short. Chinese people are short. Chinese people are short. I think there's a mistake. The Adoa, Megoran, is the short one. I'm the little one. All Chinese people, number two. All Chinese people are good at math and science. Sushi. Do you like it? No, of course not. If you're Ingmeishi or Jiaoyushi, obviously you do not like math and science. Oh, yes, that's true. Okay. Number three. Chinese people eat rice and noodles every day. Is that true? Oh, you eat bread too? Okay. All right, you eat bread too? This one is interesting. My mother-in-law, this one, she doesn't need to eat rice all the time, even if we eat pizza, because her little grandson wants pizza, so we get Domino's. We have pizza, and then she cooks rice and says, 吃饭, have some rice. Pizza and rice. I have a pizza, I have a rice. Pizza, rice, yes, that's what she does. But other than her, maybe that's a stereotype. Number four, everybody, Chinese people. Is that true? No, absolutely false. A long time ago, 16 years ago, I came to Taiwan. Taiwan society, eating, people were moving out everywhere. A lot of men, that was in Kaohsiung, a lot of men were going to mainland China for work. The families were broken and split up. So yes, people have to leave their house. They leave their parents, they go. Young people from Taitung will go to Taipei. People from other cities go to Taipei to live and work. They do not live with their parents. It's false. Number five, Chinese people. Suspicious. suspicious because you're Louisiana, so I want to get away with it. I have to watch you carefully. Don't steal my money! You. Yes. Yeah, don't steal your food. Don't steal anything. So this is our suspicious. Suspicious that we think that the other guy, 那个家伙应该是坏人 because he is not Chinese, he is not one of us. So that is suspicious. So number 5, is this true? No, yeah, I don't think it's true. Although I do have funny stories. When I first met my wife, all right, she gets lots of advice. Ah, your boyfriend is Atoa. Atoa, play girls. So some of them were suspicious of non-Chinese. 因为 Atoa. 是因为 man, it's 因为 Atoa. That is suspicious of non-Chinese. Number 6. Everyone? All Chinese people. No. That's wrong. That's crazy. It's stupid. That was stupid. Yeah. Number 7. All Chinese people are, yeah, Kung Fu masters. That's crazy. Number 9. Try number 9. All Chinese people have poor vision. They need their glasses. Poor vision. Is that true? No, I don't think so. I think it's modern society. I'll tell you what, I'm the adult. I've been wearing glasses. I can't see you. I've been wearing glasses since I was 7 years old. So from a little kid, I've always had these thick glasses. I'm the foreigner who needs glasses. Okay. So these are our stereotypes. 其他的错误 we look down. We denigrate, we look down on cultures. You can see it right here, white and brown. The white don't like the guy who's not white. Ew, he's not white. Yeah, you can see this then begins racism. We start with racism. So racism and all sorts of terrible bad things begin with 错误. Here's an example. Here's our professor, Jiao Shou. He's white. Turn him brown and he becomes a terrorist. Oh, here's our woman. Here's our Adoa woman. Her body is covered. She covers her head. She covers her body. 因为她是天教徒 nun. She's a nun, Catholic nun. Change her color, she's a terrorist. Okay, so you see, Adoa women also, there are certain women who will cover their bodies. It's for religion, of course. Here we have our hero, Incheon, our hero. USA! Change his color, he's a terrorist. Our little boy, Xiaopengyo, likes to play Superman. Oh, wonderful maple flag, future hero. He's a future terrorist. Okay. So this is denigration, racism, all from thinking about other people are less than you. How well do we get along? In Taiwan, we have different cultures in Taiwan. We're not all the same color. Do we get along? I think so. I hope so. According to the news, I think we get along. In Taiwan, we're better than other countries. We have different styles of Chinese, Taiwanese Chinese, Hakka. We even have people arguing about who is more Chinese and who is more Taiwanese, and we'll even argue about this identity, whether we're blue or green. And there's foreigners, Atoa. Foreign Atoa, 外国人 Mosa, foreign Mosa. The Taidong Mushu, the Vietnamese wives, Philippines, other English teachers come to Taiwan to teach English. We live here. So we are now in your culture. The white people are here. And 有很多 white people, and even in Taiwanese, Taiwan people, 很多 white people. You like white. 喜欢 white. Look at that. Go to the cosmetics. Go there. And what do you buy, ladies? Makeup. Because you want to be white. You want to get rid of your skin color there and make yourself white. How white do you want to be? This is your culture. In Wenhua. We know this because one white cancels three uglies. You're telling me, right? You want to be white. I can't tell. I was Googling these pictures. Do you know the difference? No, I can't tell either. This is, 他们答错了 before. This is before, 以前, and this is after. Yeah, after the makeup. She's using her special Maybach makeup. I don't see a difference. Okay, right here, it looks like she had some red because and then she had some makeup and it's a little bit light. That's not important. It's not important. Why? 为什么喜欢 white? This is Kate Blanchett. She's an actress. By the way, her name Blanchett, 代表 white. From French, 9th century French, on SK2. Okay, so why do we want these things? Turns out we value certain things. Here's our values. The values are hidden. I do not know why you like it so much. Your value, I do not see it. 看不见你的 value. 看不见你的 belief. 相信什么? I don't see these things. On the top, I do see your clothing, 你的衣服, I can see that, and your clothing looks the same as mine. I think you're the same as me. If I look at you, you are American. If I look at your language and I hear you speak, then I know you are Chinese and not American. I can hear your language. So these are the things that we see and we can identify. These are the things we cannot see, 看不见. 因为this 看不见比较重要. So we might think a certain way. Oops, 错误. 偏见 or conflict. Okay. If you studied English with me, when I was here, I teach English, freshman English. We studied grammar, 英文文法. We studied 英文时态. This is because our thinking, 我们的想法, 我们的心理, 我们的呼叫 is 不一样. 所以有影响 our language. 说话的时候, we must say time. 说话, we must show 时态. Because our thinking is different. Your thinking is different, and you don't care about time flowing as much. You only care about change, 改变了. There's one, 然后改变了. That's your grammar. 你的文法, 国语文法, 不一样. Okay, so we want to study. 我们要学文化沟通, 因为 saying hello. Everyone, hello. Yeah. Okay, how about this one? Someone's like, konnichiwa. It's konnichiwa. Actually, it's red, it's konnichiwa. Yeah, they'll write it, they'll write it. Sometimes they'll write it in hiragana, but traditionally it's written this way. And they'll say it as konnichiwa. This one. Hola, of course, the people who study Spanish, hola. Yeah, someone has sawadee, yes, sawadee, sawadika. I got this from Google Family. Just type hello, pick your language and get these. Okay. How about this one? Merhaba, Turkey, Turkish, merhaba. Say merhaba. These ones? Bonjour. that? This is Russian, this is Bulgarian, Albania, and the last one, 最后. It's Indian, what is that? To say hello, this word. Probably, if you study yoga, and you go to yoga, you might know that, namaste. Yeah, namaste. I found that in Google Fanny. Google Xiaojie says. Okay. So we study 跨文化沟通，因为想要 relation 关系 personal between people and also between countries 国家国际关系 we want both of these relationships. Again, we can see it on a personal level. Man and woman sometimes fight. We do not want to fight, so we want to understand. On an international level, we do not want to fight, but yet it happens. You know this, it happens. Here is our example. Here's your history lesson. The case of mokusatsu. No comment. This is Google Fanny. I found two quite a Google Fanny here. I was like, well, what is it? What does it mean? Well, it turns out no comment has many meanings. Let's go back in time. Go back in time. 1945. 那个时候, what happened? Do you remember? What happened at that time? Who is this guy? 这个家伙是谁？这个家伙是谁？谁呀？ Yeah, 10 people. There are already 10 people. All right, that's the best answer we have. Let me tell you. Yes, they did. This is Truman. Hey, it's the Truman Show. This is Harry Truman. 那个时候, American president. Here's his big general. They're so smiley, happy, signing their papers in wartime. Here is our Japanese emperor, Huangdi, Hirohito, controlling his generals. Here's with his generals and ministers. At the end, this is the end of the war. We have fought for 5 years. More than 5 years. Finally, it's coming to the end. And what happens? This guy, 这个家伙, 就要决定, he needs to decide. He needs to decide something. What will he decide? Okay. Well, let's find out what's happening. 那个情况, 那个时候, let's find out. I'm going to play some videos. I'll go ahead and end this one a little bit. Let me come here, and I'll take this one. I'll start with this one. This is what's happening.
16-year-old, still in aviation.
16 years old. The Japanese pilot is 16 岁. And he'll die. He dies like that. We'll kill him that way. He got a good hit. He got a good hit there. We can turn off these lights here. And there he goes.
A struggle between men who want to
There's the American ship. He missed.
who fight to live.
And these guys need to fight. This is old technology. This is old. This is like throwing rocks. Our guns now are much better. Our weapons are much better than this Stone Age weapon. There he goes. He hit. So how many people died? Actually, there were a lot of people who died on that ship when he's hit. There's the Japanese. Okay, he missed. They're safe, but that guy is dead. He was 16 years old. Okay, here goes another one. Oh, that was a hit. He hit one of our craft. This guy is burning and dying. He's 16 years old. There's a hit. Then the people on that boat, these people are dying and getting burnt and blown up. That was in Okinawa. Rippen Okinawa. 不是 mainland Japan. It is outside of Japan. Okinawa, near Taiwan. And this is how they are fighting at the time.
Once more level against the Japs studying field of Okinawa.
Okinawa.
20s and 40s.
You can see we're shooting out there. This film, 164.
164 jet aircraft.
June 3rd, 45. June 6th, 67.
67. June 8th, 30.
June 8th, 30. It keeps going. Every day will be this. This is day and night. It doesn't stop. These people did not stop. This will go for about a month. Oh, he got a hit. They need to keep firing. This is the only technology they have to stop these airplanes. And boom. Okay. They're using these old technology. Manually fired. They keep missing. They have to keep firing. They have to fire so much because they can't hit the airplanes. And he missed. Okay, but that Japanese person died. And we have these guns. There we go. He's dead.
The Japanese came with their Air Force with their newest ship.
Okay.
4,000.
Japanese dead. Japanese dead. Airplanes dead. In a few weeks. And he's gone. Okay. This is it. This is the sky. And American, 10,000. Only there in that ocean right there, 10,000 are dead. They did not go to Japan yet. And they're doing this. At that time, everyone is afraid.
From the men who fight to live. From the fleet that came to stay.
And of course, this film was made by American government. This is what they want you to see. They agree to show this to people because you don't see the dead people. You only see the plane goes boom and the ship goes boom. In reality, they were dead and they're dying and they're burnt. So at that time, everyone is afraid. Very afraid. They are very afraid, and they have their stereotypes. There's our stereotypes. Our stereotypes are strong. The Japanese, look, we are monsters. Here's the foreign monster. Roosevelt, President, American, Britain, and the Japanese are defending you, Taiwan people. Remember, back then you were Japanese. Back then we were dropping bombs on you. You forgot that. Okay, so remember, the Japanese came to protect you from us because we are these glacial stereotypes. There's your stereotype. Oh ho ho! We are zombie monsters. Oh, and we cause death and destruction. We are so bad. The Adoas are fired. Okay, so at that time then, we are fighting the war. The Japanese are afraid. We are afraid. We have our weapons. We have 2 bombs we're ready to use. The Japanese Emperor Huangdi Hirohito and his generals on their horses, they come and have the meeting. What should we do? I don't know. What do you think we should do? I don't know. Okay, so they're thinking, and they cannot have an answer. The Japanese reporters, the reporters, are starting to ask them. After the meeting, they open the door and they say, "What are you going to do? The Americans are coming." And Japanese Foreign Minister, Wai Jiaobu Bujang, he says, "No comment." Actually, he says, "Mokusatsu." Mokusatsu. Nowadays, he would say, "No comment." No commento. Commento ganai. But they said mokusatsu. Now, this is official answer. 现在呢, everyone, 大家都说 no comment. If you ask the president or whatever, they'll say no comment. Okay, 3个意思. Number 1, 不知道，所以不能说 no comment. 所以 no comment. Number 2, 不想要 talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. Right? This will happen with famous celebrities. Like, is the baby really yours? Are you really divorcing Angelina Jolie? And I'll be like, no comment. Number 2, no comment. I don't want to talk to you. Number 3, I am not allowed to talk. 不可以讲话. I can't talk. I have to keep a secret. This will occur in governments. 所以 I can't tell you. 不行. I can't tell you. 不能说. No comment. What is the meaning? モクサツ的意思. What is the meaning? 美国人不知道. Uh-oh. Yeah, now you know. You know the mistake. Do you see the mistake? Okay, so here we have from our NSA government files. When they released the secret files many years later, these are now public, so we can know the story. 那个时候, this story is secret. Okay, okay, let me blow that up for you. Let me help you. Okay, it was the Japanese minister. He used the Japanese word mokusatsu, silence. Okay, different meanings. International news, fan yi, translated. And they said, not worthy of comment, meaning number 2. I'm not even going to think about it. That's the meaning. 不好的态度. This translation goes back to Truman and everyone. And when they're thinking, should we drop the bomb? Should we drop it? It'll kill lots of people. And then we find this translation, the Japanese don't care. They are not afraid of America. And we'll make them afraid. Drop the bomb. And did that. So, since you don't know your history, I know that your history lessons are slightly different. They don't teach you a lot. Let me introduce you. 这个家伙叫做 Little Boy. He does have a name. That is his name. We gave him a name. Little Boy. 这个家伙叫做 Fat Man. That is his name. We gave him a name. When we created these things, we created them the way we wanted them. We gave them names to destroy. Everyone knows this. You see this in your books. We see this picture. It's clean, 干净. Nobody's dead. But in reality, this is the result. Our victim here, our 被害人 is dead, and you can see he's been turned into mutan. That's the result of these weapons, of course. This is a close-up of our mutan unai. He didn't live, he couldn't survive. This is the actual reality. People mountain, people sea. I see dead people. Here they are. That's a terrible joke for this. But here they are. And let's look at this a little bit more carefully. You can see a little bit of structure. This is like a harbor town. Hiroshima and Nagasaki were harbors, like Fugan Harbor or Dongan Harbor. You can see some people are coming and checking the damage. And these are all dead people. Literally, you cannot step over these dead people. And this whole range area, you can imagine, 想一想, think about it, right now in Taidong, from Taidong City all the way along the coast, Zhonghualu, down Zhiben, dead people like this carpet, and you cannot get over them. That is the result of 错误翻译错误跨文化沟通错误 gives you this. That's a history they didn't tell you about. 所以 we study 跨文化沟通. Don't worry, it happens again and again and again. 1956, 再来，这个家伙，苏联的 Khrushchev. This time, you are here today. It means this was okay. This problem was solved. If they fought at this time, we would not be here. Your parents, grandparents would be dead already. You were never born. Julian Khrushchev says, "We will bury you, Americans!" And we are afraid to make a run for the power. We are afraid. 因为那个时候 all of our bombs are smaller and more powerful. Here's our Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We have hundreds of thousands. We have more now. We have a lot more now. This is 1956. This is still old Stone Age weapon. It's nothing. Here they are. Oh, look at them. They're parading it through the streets. This is America. This is small town America. 不是 North Korea, 不是 Russia. This is America. And we have our nice weapons, and we're so proud of it. Keep us safe. Yeah, 1956. The power is more powerful. But, luckily, 我们的翻译改变了 our translation power is better. 我们发现了 oh, it's nothing. 这个家伙 was just bragging. He was not threatening to kill Americans. He was simply saying that they will beat us. They are better than us. We will bury you. Okay, I once said we will bury you. Of course, we will not bury you with a shovel. We will not kill you. It's the working class. The communism will beat capitalism. He's talking 经济学. He's talking economics. Communism, capitalism. Okay, 所以错误 everywhere, 错误. Look, he says 1, 2, 3, there's 3. And he says, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 4. 因为看法不一样，想法不一样. This guy says, what do you mean? Hunger Games are just books? I thought they were real. We do have problems. Here is a famous researcher, 研究者 academic. He says that culture causes problems, and often, 有危险 when the two cultures come together and mix. There's a problem, and you must be careful when you mix your two cultures. Okay, this takes us to the second half. So now we've answered why. 为什么? Because it's a very serious issue when we talk about 国际关系, 很严重, very serious, 很重要. This one, we'll talk a little bit about 为什么 It's very difficult to study this culture. Our time is 11 o'clock. We should 休息一下. This actually comes from a book. 它讲很多理论, lots of theory. It comes from this book. Hopefully, 我讲话比较简单的. So let's try it. This is where we have 很多 Google 翻译. Our concept, 我们的概念 here is cultural syndromes. This is important. Cultural syndromes are a type of culture. So right now, start thinking, what are you? What kind of culture? You are a type. What type am I? We have to be 应该不一样的文化. But what type? What is the name? So this is the type of culture, and they have different traits, or 特点, or traits. These characteristics, and they occur together to create 一种的文化, one type of culture. We also need to talk about our distance. Here's our distance. Are our cultures the same or different? This is talking about distance. 很重要的因素影响 war and culture conflict. Okay, so this will determine the chance of war, conflict, and how big the war will be. The severity, how serious. Cultures that are very close together do not fight very often. Cultures that are very far apart will fight. Cultures that are close together, when they fight a little bit and it's over. Cultures that are far apart, when they fight, they change the world or destroy the world. Okay, this concept you do know. This one is very familiar to everyone. So now, are you 集体主义 or 个人主义? Okay, let's look at collectivism. According to theory, 大家都说 Chinese people, Asian people are collectivist, and you are interdependent. You and your other people all connect together in your group, your people, but not other people. You will help each other, even if it's not for you. Even if it's 不方便 to you as a person, you will help the other one. That is collective. 集体主义. And the group goals. The group 比较重要. Group is more important than self. In group, more important than self. Oh shit, in group, 什么意思? Okay, that's a good question. Now we have in group, in group. 这是什么? Okay, here's our in group. See? They're the same. 都一样. Yes. These 家伙 will be different from other people. So they are their own in group. And in collectivism, they will work together in way they are the same. It's not in way they like each other, not in way they are some benefit, it's because they're the same, so they help. Okay, so here's our in group. 比方说 me, this is me, John Michael. I am a 个人, I'm an individual, but I am inside of a group, 家人, family. That can be an in group. And you see it's a very small group, so it's very tight. Baba, mama, brothers and sisters, 哥哥姐姐. Okay, our family here is one group, and we are different from other families. Now, me and my brothers go to the same school, so we have our school group. You are at Taidong University, Dongda. You are a Dongda group, and you don't like people from other schools. You fight the other ones, especially in sports. You Dong people. Your Dongda group will fight the other group, the other school. Okay. You are all in Taiwan. Okay, so you're a Taiwanran in your country, and I am American. Okay. So here we are. These are our groups. Now, you see, I am in 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 groups at the same time. You are in many groups at the same time. These are your in groups. Okay. Now for 个人主义 individualists, 有时候我独立，我一个人 I can leave my group. My group, my people, 想要吃汉堡，我想要吃 pizza. I will leave them behind and eat my pizza. Okay, I don't need to follow the group because I'm 个人主义. I will cooperate. I will cooperate with people in my group. I will cooperate with people out of my group. 有时候有可能 I will go out group and cooperate. 因为 my back is itchy. I can't reach. So someone else will come and scratch for me. Then I'll go around to them and scratch their back. So it helps us. That is mutual benefit. 2 people help each other. Exchange theory. I can go out of my group. Here's an example. 个人主义 exchange. See? Bird, alligator, fully in a group, but they work together. They will go out. Now, what is the benefit? 这个家伙, he provides service. 有服务, he will clean the teeth here. So this guy likes this guy. This service is protection. Protection, 照顾, defend. Nobody will eat the bird when he is in his mouth. He is safe. So there is service, 服务, service. That is out-group, 个人主义, exchange, mutual exchange. Even with 不一样 people. Okay. We can have a continuum. This makes a dimension. We can measure inside of your head, 你的想法, your 心理, and you have dimensions. And one dimension goes across like this. 个人主义, 集体主义 over here. And we know that 美国人, North American, American, Canadian, we are the most free. 个人主义. Europeans, as you go to Europe, you start moving over here to Italians. They are collectivists. 都是 individual. No, here's your he's collectivist. Sorry. Oh. Here's your Latin American, your Mexicans, South American, Brazilian, Latino. They are collective, like you. They are the same as you. Okay, so there's another toll. Jewish are very collective. Traditionally, they're collective. Jewish people, yes. Yes. And also here we have Middle Eastern again. They are one group, traditionally from the Middle East, but they went all over the world because they lost their country. Then we also have Palestinians with the same situation. Because they are in difficult times, no country for their own, well not just Israel, but traditionally no country for their own, they help each other in their in-group. Traditionally, Jewish people do not marry non-Jewish people in the olden days. Right? A Jewish girl can only marry a Jewish man. A Jewish man can only marry a Jewish girl. They would not marry Jiujiao, Tianzhujiao, and other religions, other people were bad. Yes, they are very collective. Traditionally. Now, well, we're going to look at this later. We're going to see that this continuum will change over geography, 地理, 不一样, but time, 时光, yes, should change. There's a continuum of culture. Here's all our Asian collectivists. Okay, 有印象 on influence your language? 对你的语言有印象 collectivist. Here's an example. Grammar. 英文文法. You studied English with me, you know that we always need our subject. I love you. And we need our object. I love you. In Japanese, we'll say, 愛してる. They say love. That's what it means. There's no I, there's no you. The Japanese never says I. Never do they say watashi wa. They will not say that. If someone is speaking Japanese, watashi wa, then you know that they are adults speaking Japanese, or they are non-Japanese speaking Japanese, because the true Japanese almost never uses I. And for love, I love you, they will not really use you. They will simply say okay, so they do not need this, because they have their understanding with their own in-group. 英文一定要 I, you, 谁 I, 谁 You need to have that 清楚 Here, the 个人主义的心理想法我们的 language 语言文法 Okay, and again, the individualist English sentence. He is helpful. In other languages, Japanese, Chinese, will use the action. He offered to help. They are describing what happened. No analysis. Here, the individualist will analyze. If they see the action of helping, offer to help, they'll say, he is helpful. They do the analysis and come up with this conclusion, he is helpful, and they'll describe that person's characteristic. Meanwhile, the other describes the action. So their language is different, their talking is different from the different thinking. Okay. Culture-specific words and concepts. You know, every time you try to translate, oh shit, how do you say? Ijia, Susu. They're uncle. They're both uncle. Ai, Gugu. They're both aunts. We only have one word because we kind of don't really care that much. We just, oops, so yeah, we don't care. Aunt, uncle, uncle. 没关系. Exactly, and you will care about that in the collective culture with the big family where the family stays together. Okay, interesting. Let's look at 复杂, 简单. There are simple and complex cultures. 复杂 has subculture. 文化里面有文化 and so on and so on. 美国很多不一样文化. We are white, black, Asian, Hispanic. 台湾人 you are now 现在呢越来越复杂. This changes over time. So now we have Vietnamese. You have foreign wives. I am an Atoa Taidong Yushu. I'm a foreign husband. I'm married to a Hakka woman. Here in Taidong, Hanbo, Yentumin, Aborigines, we have Waisheng. They like their beef noodles, Waisheng, the Chinese, mainland Chinese from a long time ago. And we have very Taiwanese, very green Taiwanese. We don't like some blue Taiwanese. Okay, so yes, you will split, and you will split into your groups. You have subculture. Okay. Long time ago, before I was married, I was with my wife, then girlfriend. We come to Taidong and have eat dinner at a hot pot local restaurant. And Lao Ban Yang says, "Oh, 你好多，从哪里来的？美国，都是美国人。So what do you mean? 你的头发 hey. So you should be blonde. You're not white. You're short. Why aren't you tall?" Yeah, there's a stereotype. Now, at that time, Obama had just been elected, so I was like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm not white. Go white. Like Obama is not American. Obama is美国人吗? And just like Obama. Oh yeah. Oh, 美国人有很多有黑人有白人 And then it just takes like 1/2 second to just break her thinking by asking one question about Obama, then she realizes her mistake. So there is subculture, subculture inside of American culture. Okay. Simple. If we look at simple, 简单的 culture, simple cultures have few job types. Okay, they could be hunter-gatherers. If you go to Shichen Boguan and you study history about those Kutai, the old people, you will see that they were a simple society. Okay. Let's take a look. Simple and complex. Information. 现在, modern society. Industrial is moving towards simple. This is in the past. 18th century, 19th century. 1800, 1800. Alright, industrial age. And now we are information age, 用电脑. So we are 越来越复杂. Kings and knights, very simple. Farmers, hunter-gatherers, ancient society. 最后 undiscovered tribes. Undiscovered tribes. 老师，那个 undiscovered tribes 什么意思? Well, Okay, let's take a look. I got some. Hunter-gatherer, simple, undiscovered. We found them, discovered, 被发现了. And the anthropologists were flying their plane over Amazon jungle looking for uncontacted tribes. They found them, and these people were not very happy. 不高兴，太高兴. And this is their answer to the anthropologists who flew over their village. And they decided this tribe will stay uncontacted. Leave them alone. Let them go, let them go. So, when you contact a culture, first contact, 超级很危险. Okay, now in our world, all of our cultures have already contacted. It's still dangerous. We'll take a look at that. Let's keep looking. Tightness and looseness. Okay, tightness. Tight cultures demand conformity. You follow the rules. You follow the rules. You're fighting. Follow the rules. Okay, if you break the rules, if your hair is too long, then they get angry. Okay, they are intolerant of other people. If your religion, 你的宗教不一样, they get angry. They're tight. Okay, tightness, happens with collective. Okay, or high population density. Okay, let's go to loose culture. Loose culture. When you have many culture mixed together, 比方说 Thailand, you can have Chinese culture up north and some southern culture down south, and 不一样的 language, 不一样的 people. There were also ocean currents which let Arab traders come in the old times. Many cultures come together down there. And they would be loose. Individualists, the adults, 美国人 tend to be loose. 比较 loose. If we have many groups, many subcultures, 越来越复杂, 越来越 loose. Large city, loose. And you can think about that. 在台东, what do you do? Everyone's watching you. Everyone knows what you do. If you go eat beef noodles or you go eat loué, everyone knows you went there. You know, check in, they can see you on Facebook. Go to Taipei. Go crazy, be weird, be wild. No one knows. So, big city is loose. Taidong is tight, or small town tight. Okay, here's our continuum. Tight, loose. Again, 现代的 society, secular, 什么意思? Male religion, not a religious country. France, secular government, secular country. Here, the tight would be conservative religion, Muslim, Arab, conservative religion, very tight. Modern, industrial, big. Post-war Japan. Now Japan is more loose than 以前, before the war Japan. So time changes your culture. Time can change. Army and military, a subgroup, subculture. Inside of Taiwan culture, you might have army people, and they have to follow their 对战. Yes, sir. They follow orders. They are tight. Army are tight. And it doesn't matter, 美国, Taiwan, 大陆, if they're army men, they will be tight culture. Okay. Let me show you in pictures. 看照片就看得懂. Tight, loose. 以前 Japan, tight, loose. 很多外国人, it doesn't matter, 没关系, that everyone is here mixed together. Back here, they would look at the guy going, why is there a white person? Okay. Okay, so this is the tight and this is the loose. Oh, here's our example of tight and loose. Yes, very tight, very tight. These girls must cry properly. They must cry and smile properly. If they're not good enough, gone. So, very tight, very tight. South Korea, loose. Okay, so there's our difference. North Korea, South Korea, tight, loose culture. They're right next to each other. The cultures will tend to go together. So here's our syndrome. Tight, simple. Loose, 复杂, 个人主义, tend to go together. Correlation. Okay. This is their belief. This is the theory that these will go together. Let's take a look. It can be measured. We can find out how far. We can measure this using questionnaires and statistic modeling. We can find out. So now all of these continuisms, continual, right here. Continuums are here and here. Culture 1 is very conservative and traditional. We'll see it's collective, high collective, and it would be very low individual. High simple, very simple, not very complex, more tight than loose. Culture number 2 would be the opposite, and here you can see the distance, cultural distance between the two cultures. These cultures would have a greater chance of fight, because they're different. 不一样的想法，不一样的belief. Their languages would also be very, very different and very hard to study. In general, the distance increases the chances of miscommunication, 沟通错误, and conflict because of their belief, value, their behavior. There are many other culture types. 很多, I will not talk about all of them, but here we have universalist. 个人主义 also are universalist. They emphasize the achievements. So if we look at you, look at your paper, your qualifications, it's what you can do. You have knowledge, you have ability, you can do it, okay, you get a job. You're good. 不管你的爸爸妈妈是谁，不管从哪里来的, we don't care. We only care, do you have ability? 有天才，有能力. Okay. That is the achievement universalists. The collectivists tend to be particular, and they look at your 关系, 不管 your achievement. Oh, you're from Taiwan. Okay, who's your father? Who's your mother? Oh, you're Lin Papa the Daniel. Okay, yes, okay. Oh, nice to meet you. Because they know you. Then you get the job. You get the job. 不管 qualification. It doesn't matter that you're good or bad. It's who you know. It's what school you went to. Oh, you're from Shida. Oh, you're from Gashida. Whatever the background is, this happens in collectivist. We look at what you did, what you can do. Qualifications. Instrumentalists. Here's another one. Instrumentalist. This is me. I'm very particular about this. I'm very instrumental. In fact, I'm almost Asperger instrumental. I care about work. I want to finish my job. I have a job. I will finish it. And then there are other people who are expressivists. And they're always 聊天, and it bothers me. because I want to do work. Finish the job, let's finish our work. And then they're going taki, 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 taki. The expressivist looks at me and says, I'm 怪客, I am 机器人, 不算人, 机器人, I am a robot. I am cold, I am mean, because I don't want to chat, I don't want to socialize and talk to people, I only want to get my job done. This has to do with our psychology, and it also makes a culture. Me and other people like me work well together. Okay. So, cultural distance. First, 一开始 miscommunication. 然后 the distance will determine what happens later. And you can see right here, it looks like they are 偏见. You see, this kind of looks like the white people looking at the black person, white versus color. And depending on their tightness, if they are very tight, they can be very bad to this person, vice versa. Or maybe they will be very loose, and they kind of don't care, they make fun of him, they know he's different, but eventually they'll accept him if they are loose, tight, loose. That determines racism, conflict, fight, okay? When we cross cultures, I come to Taiwan, you go to America, and we are studying. You study English and go to America. I come to Taiwan to teach English and sort of study Chinese a little bit, but not really. And I have problems. We all have problems. Okay, first stage. We are we are really dumb. We don't know. First stage, we make our mistakes. And the people from the other culture are angry at us, and we don't even know it. Second stage, we begin to realize we're sensitive. We're sensitive. We understand the other culture. They are angry. We did something. They are angry. We know it. But we don't know what mistake we made. We still don't know how we made our mistake. Finally, over here, 有进步. See? 有进步. We are going up. We know the other culture. We can talk to people in the other culture. We can talk to people in the other culture. But we must be careful. Always 小心, always 小心, always being careful what the other person thinks. And finally, we are puro. We can go anywhere, and we can mix in any culture. We become true multicultural. Multicultural people can go anywhere and make friends with anyone, and we are always smooth talking. These would be 4 stages. So we can go from 错误 to pro. It's very hard to do, because we still have to understand 其他的 psychology, 心理学, their culture, 集体主义, 个人主义, find out what they are. This is the same slide in English again. Something will block us. When we try to make progress in our 画文化 ability, there is a stumbling block that will pull us down. This 错误 is attribution error. It's called 叫做 fundamental attribution error. You already have this problem. I already have this problem. We developed this problem when we were little kids. The way your parents raised you helped create this problem. The way your grandparents raised your parents helped create this problem. And this problem is blame the other guy, 其他人. out group. In group, out group. Remember? In group, out group. In group is good. The out group, 都是坏人. So, if a person does something wrong, there was a crime or some mistake, if he's another guy, 其他的人, we will blame him, 因为他是坏人, because he's out group. 可是如果我们的人 is our people, we will say, 没有办法, 因为 he didn't have a choice, and 他很辛苦, and 很可怜, no, don't blame him. And you will defend a bad guy if he's one of yours. This is a tendency. All humans will do this. Doesn't matter where in the world we're from. We do this. We learn this from our parents and our grandparents from growing up. Okay, make it very short. It's us versus them. If it's them, the chance of blaming them is higher. If it's us, the chance of making excuses is higher. Individualism. Uh-oh. Did you remember collectivism? 集体主义 increases tightness and intolerance. Individualism, increases this one. My people will make this error more than collectivist people. Collectivism tends to decrease this error because you're always looking at 其他人的情况. So, individualists, we are very quick to blame another guy who is out group. We are very quick to blame another guy who is out group. Have you seen this? Do you know I am talking about somebody very quick to blame someone from another group? Oh, I found him! Oh, there he is. Oh, that guy. 那个家伙. Here is our poster. This is our icon for fundamental attribution error. You're looking at him right here. He was born as a fundamental attribution error. But you have people coming in, and I'm not just saying Mexicans. Sorry for being Mexican. I'm talking about people that are from all over that are killers and rapists. And they're coming into this country and making America bad, and make America great and safe, and keep no Mexicans out. No Muslims. Keep them out. Here is our fundamental attribution error. Yeah. We hope he doesn't win. We're trying to make sure he doesn't win. And in the beginning, we all thought he just wants to be noticed. But he went all the way through 1 year of campaign election. This is more serious than very bad. It's not even that he wants to be noticed. This is Hanweixian. This is what we say right now. We say this is the greatest threat, the biggest danger to our world right now, we think, is this guy. Don't worry, there's others. There's another one. Do you know? Well, okay, people hate Hillary. We don't know if she has this fundamental. The way she speaks does not show this. We don't know exactly what she is. Many people hate her, but she does not speak this way, where she blames the other guy. There's another one in another country. I think he's very close to you. He's your neighbor. He'll be in the Philippines. The Philippine president is an Asian Trump. He's one of these guys. Yes, the Duterte guy. Very quick to blame someone else. Now, he's even more dangerous because he kills them. How many? 3,000 dead in 1 month? This guy, and this is why we don't like this guy. So now, another important message is, this stuff happens. We talk culture, we try to keep open mind, but somehow this guy shows up. We don't know how, we can't explain how this happened. All we can tell you is, don't let it happen to you. What happens to us happens first. One generation later, 20 years later, it happens to you. Don't let this guy appear in a Taiwan Chinese situation. There's one of them in the Philippines already, so be careful. Oh, we do have attribution error in China. Adoa, 外国人都是坏人. This is mainland China giving a warning about the dangerous 很危险外国人. So we can see our 帅哥 American David, and he's talking to pretty girl, and then oops, he's a 坏人 getting the secrets, and it's all her fault because she fell for the charming Adoa. 小心 Adoa 很危险. That is fundamental attribution error, another stereotype, another miscommunication, 错误, leads to racism, leads to prejudice, leads to conflict, and later a war. This was around all the train stations and in public areas in mainland China. Okay, we're getting close to wrap up. We know that it's hard. We know that culture 有影响, 对语言有影响. Collectivism and individualism change the way people receive a message. The 个人主义 focus on content. You guys who studied English with me, you remember this. I'm always talking about the content and the structure, whether it's in an essay or whether you're reading. We were looking at this constantly. There's a reason why I told you to look at this. Because the Adoa in English looks at this. Collectivist looks at background, other ideas, other feelings, other cues. And these two styles of communication style, will make mistakes and conflict. Here we go! This is 1991, the first war. Before you were born, you forgot there were two wars with these guys. This is before you were born. Was anyone born in 1991? Anyone here? No, I think you were 94, 95, 96. So you remember the second war when you were small little children. You probably don't even remember because you were small. This is the first one. 1991. Here is Iraq, 美国. This is Baker. He is, now the job is Hillary, but back then it was Baker. And he is 外交部部长. He's the head secretary of 外交部. And this is Iraq, 外交部 head. They come to negotiate and to ask for peace. They do not want war. This is before the war. And his message is to give a warning. We will fight you. Do this, do this, do this. Tell Saddam Hussein, blah, 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 blah. We are going to fight you. What you forgot is this guy. Look at this guy. This one is your important one. He was there. He was there with Aziz. He's the brother, Barzan Ibrahim al-Takriti. Now, 20 Zainali. Barzan Ibrahim al-Takriti 不会讲英文，完全不懂，不会讲。He is there, and he is the advisor, brother to Hussein, Saddam Hussein. And he goes and he watches the Americans talk with Aziz. And Mayoran Baker says, we will attack you, we will kill you, we will attack you, get out of Kuwait. Miscommunication because brother paid attention to how Waker talked, not what he said. He didn't listen to "we will attack." He went back to Baghdad. Americans will not attack. They are weak. They are calm. They are only talking. They are weak. They are calm. They are only talking. Communication style. In diplomacy, 我们的大使馆, you do not go to another country and go boom, 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 boom. Do not talk that way. We never do. When we go and we talk, even before the war, our armies are ready. And when we go to the country of our enemies, we smile, we talk seriously, and we say, we're about to kill you. We have our American Army, our aircraft carriers are there. We are in the next door country. Leave now, or you will die. Have a nice day. And that's it. That's all that we say. We will smile. We will take pictures and smile and give the message. We will smile while we hold the gun to your head. 就是 politics. That is 国际关系. And you cannot make a mistake. Do not make a mistake about that. The Iraqis made a mistake 因为他们的 style, their 沟通 style. In their culture, they like the shoes. The shoes are the insult to throw a shoe at someone, or they pound the table. So, 大的错误. Again, this was a small war. It was over before you were born. You're still here. These mistakes will happen again and again and again, unless everyone in the future, you are young people and you will grow up and become the future. If you change your thinking, if you understand, then you can stop this from happening again, again, again. The structure of the message. If you were in English class, one time I even taught 那个英文作文, and we do have a problem with organizing the essay. Remember, your essay is linear. Fact 1 to conclusion. We argue and we persuade. The Easterners just make connections. When we read the essay, 对我们很像乱七八糟, it sounds like you guys are just putting your ideas on paper and it makes no sense. Even if your sentence is English and Wenfa is okay, your essay will still fail. I failed many essays because of this. Bukwan, good grammar. The problem is the logic. The thinking influences the language. Which one is the Atoa essay? And which one is the collectivist GT essay? GT Jui essay, 个人主义 essay. 个人主义, of course, is here. And this can be a structure for many other languages, many other cultures will use a structure like this. In English class, you are taught main idea, whatever your idea is. Idea, そうです, 因为, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, number 2, blah blah blah, だから, そうですね, it is true. Okay. The traditional Asian, Japanese, and Chinese essays, you have a certain structure where you turn and change. I just made this diagram because, to me, this is what it looks like. Idea, associated, idea. Here is your main idea. I've seen this. You ask a question. Is something blah, 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 blah? And I think, I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Your job is to tell me because it's true. Don't ask me. Idea, conclusion. 很像そうですね。That is the essay. If this is written in English, it will fail. If this is written in Chinese, it's probably a great essay. It'll be your best essay ever in Guoyu. But this structure, you cannot simply 翻译 and pass. You will die in your English class. Same thing. Our adoas, me, if I were to try and write an essay for a Chinese newspaper, I want to tell my opinion. If I do this, no one will accept this. A Chinese person will look at this and say, "Tai Wu Liao, you just said everything right here. Why do I need to read it?" So, these structures do not cross cultures. And this, we need it so we do not kill each other. It's difficult because we will always look at a situation differently. The Xiangfa belief, habit are different. The words, when you transfer the word, could have a total meaning, unintended meaning. That, ladies and gentlemen, is cross-cultural communication. Yes, thank you very much.